everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving a spoiler-free review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that stars James Marsden, Jim Carrey, Tika Sumpter, Ben Schwartz, and Idris Elba. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below. As always, it's much appreciated, and let's jump into it. The sequel to the surprise hit is here, and it is a lot of fun. I gotta say, I did not have Sonic being a massive hit on my 2020 and on my 2022 bingo card, but here we are. The gang is all back, and this time, the focus is more on the game characters rather than the humans. I feel like the first film really set the foundation of introducing us to Sonic. Now he's able to take center stage with his friends without needing his so-called parents, Tom and Maddie, and this gives everyone else the opportunity to really play strong supporting characters. Ben Schwartz nails it as Sonic, funny yet also able to evoke emotion. Love him in this role yet again. Side note, I don't know if it was just me, but Sonic seemed to have gotten another upgrade to his appearance. I mean, I know that he already got that one tweak whenever the studios were kind of bullied into changing his look. And let's be honest, I'm pretty sure we're all glad they did, because I do not see there even being remotely a successful film, much less a sequel, if they had kept him the original, like, blue rat thing that they had going on. After the end credit clip from the first film, we are finally introduced to Tails, voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy. And if you didn't know, she also is responsible for the voice of Tails in some of the video games and in the TV series Sonic Boom. Idris Elba is literal perfection when it comes to playing Knuckles. The way he oozes confidence when he thinks that he's better than Sonic is just spot on perfect. Like, I don't see anybody else voicing his character the way that he did. Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik is still just as awesome the second time as he was in the first. He's still on a mission to take over the world, and this time around he gets that much closer to making it happen. Now, in a recent interview, Carrey did mention the possibility that he may look into retiring soon, but I think the media kind of took that and ran with it like he officially announced it, which he really didn't. But I feel like that the way that this film kind of moves, it definitely sets up the opportunity for there to be a third installment, and fingers crossed that Carrey is on board for that one. Sonic 2 is actually a lot more nostalgic than the first one, because this time around, the writers grab like bits and pieces from the game. You find yourself kind of like snapping at the screen like,
here I come. Oh, here I come.
Not all of them are super obvious, but it's a lot of those if you know, you know moments. And if you don't, you don't. Now, I did promise a spoiler-free review, so with that being said, I will not go into detail about what I'm talking about, but there is a scene where the audience was actually cheering like it was some Marvel stuff. Like, it was some Marvel stuff. And it is just really awesome. So when you see that scene, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. One thing I loved about Idris Elba playing Knuckles is that he didn't sound like himself. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, that's Idris Elba. Not at all. I personally am not a fan of when an actor voices a character and they make it really difficult to separate the actor from the character. An example of that would be Ryan Reynolds. Now, you guys know that I love Ryan Reynolds very, very much. I literally can recognize that man's voice in anything he does. And whenever he was Pikachu in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, that was one of those films where I had a hard time separating the two, because it just sounds like Ryan Reynolds to me. Now, while I'm on this topic, I just want to say I give so much kudos to the casting directors for picking Ben and Idris and Colleen. Like, they did really, really great voice acting, and their castings were perfect. Now, as you guys know, they are making a film adaptation of our beloved video game character, Mario, and Chris Pratt has just landed the role. But Mario is Italian, and they don't want Chris to use an Italian accent. Walk me through how that makes any sense. But then to dive even deeper, Pratt has just gotten cast as the voice of Garfield. So by the time that film even comes out, Garfield will sound like Star-Lord and Mario. I have to give so much credit to the writers and the production team, because they managed to pull off something that hasn't really been done before. They took a franchise video game and successfully, and heavy emphasis on successfully, turned it into a great series of movies. Not only was the first Sonic a huge success, but the second one is currently killing it at the box office. And I think that they really have set the bar high and broke through that stigma of video game adaptations being just overly bad. Now, the only thing I didn't like about the film is where predominantly most of the human action took place. I feel it didn't really fit well with what the rest of the characters are doing at the time, and it was a bit unnecessary, especially since this film is like 2 hours long. Like, I can easily identify 20 minutes worth of film that could have just been, cut it. Also, I'm a huge Kid Cudi fan, so to see him have a song on the soundtrack, Stars in the Sky, that was really cool to see kids running around dancing to it and singing to it. I thought that was really cool. Overall, I really enjoyed the film. I think it's really cool for us adults that grew up playing the game to get to see that on the big screen. And then for the new kids, not my kids because I don't have any kids, but for the new generation of kids to fall in love with these characters all over again, I think that's a really awesome feeling as a parent. I mean, I'm not a parent, but I know what that would feel like if I was taking my kids to see this. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below. As always, it is much appreciated, and I will see you guys in my next video.